say that right now we are live. So welcome Timur Rustamo from Sport Express. Hello everyone, I'm Moshe from Team Scout. With me again, Timur. How you doing?
Hi guys, it's been a great day. I have been to the Kremlin today with the CSK team where they were honored by Sergei Ivanov, who is the head of Kremlin administration. So it was pretty exciting, and we're totally good to go now.
Okay. Well, since you've met a lot of interesting people today. I guess we're going to start from pretty much the beginning. If you can see the screen behind me, we should be showing some great footage that we've gathered for you. It's an exclusive footage, and well, I'm guessing we had an amazing season so far, and it came to an end. And well, this is the Chaska locker room behind us, as it was during the game itself. Any notes?
Halftime locker room. You can't actually hear the voices right now, but it was pretty heated up. Despite CSK being up by 20, Milos Teodosic was saying, "Guys, let's just relax and control this game." Here you can see Nando De Colo standing up to say, "No, nobody relaxes. We stay focused."
Yeah, we got
it was
20 last minutes of the season.
It was a pretty intense, exchange in the locker between the army men, between the military men, whatever you call them. Anyway, it was a great Final Four, and this was just the icing on the cake. The finals game going into overtime with all that drama, with what we have talked about in Berlin, the apprentice versus the master. Yes, and the outcome obviously legendary. Anyway, it was either the first championship for the Turkish team or the seventh championship for the CSK side, which they were trying to acquire for the long 8 years, and finally they have it.
No, they won it, but one thing that was a bit weird right there was, we saw De Colo speaking, maybe Vitaly Friedzone putting another word, Milos, but the guy who was quiet was the coach. He let his guys just talk between them and understand what needs to be done. And talking about what needs to be done, we talked a lot about the inside game before the game itself. And as it appears, it was Chaska, who managed to get the upper hand inside the paint.
Yeah, Itudis was really, straightforward, and he wasn't afraid to put into the game Pavel Karabkov, who, had not a lot of time during the season because of injuries. Still, he trusted him to get some quality minutes inside the paint, and Karabkov gave Itudis what he wanted, just some toughness inside, just some hard fouls, some hard closeouts, some hard switches. Everything was really hard, just as Itudis was preaching it all season long. But I think we're digging too deep into the finals.
Yeah,
it was a very, very long season, very interesting season, and finals. Although it was amazing, brilliant, and it will be going to the history books forever. But a lot of stuff happening before that.
Speaking of history, these are the celebrations from the Hilton that we've captured. As soon as the team came back, all the love to all the players. With Matthias Smudic, a former Cheska player, without a doubt a Euro legend, hugging Vorontsevich, congratulating him. But maybe one of the things that I liked the most about his Final Four was the historic aspects of it, because we saw for the first time since the Alfonso Ford Trophy, has been awarded to the best or top scorers, that the top scorer actually won the EuroLeague. So that is De Colo, the first to obtain the championship. So that was pretty much great. And maybe talking about maybe next year. We have a great season in front of us, but I would like to hear first what were the surprises for you. The teams that surprised us most, maybe.
Definitely one of those teams was in the Final Four, which was Loco, because this was the wild card team, and this was the first wild card team in history to make it to the Final Four. So obviously, Coach Bartzokas made his name heard once again. He won it all with Olympiacos a couple of years ago. Now he led this hungry group of players to the Final Four. He, really made Anthony Randolph look like a beast at times, and not just like at a certain points of the season, but he was really good during some consistent stretches. So this is something new, and this is definitely to the credit of the Greek coach. And of course, Bamberg, which almost survived the toughest group in top 16 history. Very, very close finish, like separation, just one game. So the work that another great coach, Andrea Trinchieri, did there, definitely remarkable too.
I liked, to be honest, I like Baskonia. As you can see behind me, there is obviously the semifinal footage with Fener. To me, looking at what they've achieved, the team that they've built, they had Hanga and Darius Adams and Mike James the year before, and they were creating havoc pretty much in chaos wherever they were stepping on, and just the addition of Borussis itself was sufficient enough to bring the team to the Final Four, being not maybe one good free throw away from an amazing final.
Oh yeah, I mean Borussis, it was his day. It's all seemed like that.
To be honest, the entire season was his.
He was hitting all kind of shots, making all kind of right decisions, and I mean, even the people who didn't care about that game, I guess probably they started rooting for Baskonia just because of the way the Greek big man, who was called a point guard the day before that by Obradovic, was playing on that night. But obviously, it would be another big upset. Another big surprise if Baskonia would beat Fenerbahce. It didn't happen, but still, it was an awesome season for a team from Baskonia, from Victoria.
It will take at least, it could take 5 to 6 years to build another team to be able to, with that budget, obviously, to make it a Final Four bounded team. But another surprise for me, I'm agreeing with you, Coach Trinchieri, the Wizard. The Italian wizard from Germany, who pretty much, he had like his own Kill Bill list, and he did pretty much whatever he wanted, whether it was CSKA or Olympiacos or Madrid. Whenever a W was necessary, it was achieved. And the EuroLeague
with another W, Red Wanamaker.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But putting that Final Four in this season aside, we're going to have Unix Kazan, and behind us will obviously national teams, the domestic leagues, and everything. We're going to talk a bit later about the FIBA EuroLeague issue, but we're going to have a new old team that joining us, the 15th team to the EuroLeague, Unix Kazan.
Right, the team actually that was brought back to relevance by no other than Andrea Trinchieri a couple of years ago when he was making some magic with Andrew Gaudlock on his side. And now it is Evgeny Pashutin, the coach who already led Unix to EuroLeague when he won the Euro Cup in 2011, and then Unix debuting on the highest European stage in the EuroLeague. It went to the quarterfinals. So who knows, maybe this season, next season, they might do something big too. Totally new format, new calendar, 16 teams playing all together. Round robin, and 2 games a week being played every 5 weeks. So let's see how some teams manage this kind of pressure, this kind of physical, pressure. And of course, for Kazan, this year, the declared budget that they opened during the VTB League Summit, was approximately 11 million euros. And today, the president of Unix, Evgeny Bogachev, he announced that next season the team is ready to increase their budget to have a total of 20 million, which is pretty serious, and they can make some impact in that format with that budget.
We're going to have a very exciting season. I'm thinking, maybe this new competition is going to symbolize more than everything the end of let's say, the short rotations, an 8 players team, that used to have a very athletic team, to a very long rotations where everyone is going to have an impact. It's going to be definitely an amazing one. And well, the national teams, all of them.
Just 1 second. I would like to say that probably next season might be a season of redemption for Maccabi, who were like one of the biggest disappointments this season. And I guess next season they will be bringing the big guns to make themselves heard again.
As we reported the other day, Maccabi's reps were staying in the United States, holding a meeting with one of the players they would more than love to see play for them. A player who's about to become the ex of Lokomotiv Kuban, that's been connected with the Chinese second division. We're talking about Chris Singleton, and basically with what we've seen so far, he's a Maccabi player. With all his attributes, athleticism, ability to play on defense. So it's going to be interesting, without a doubt, a very interesting summer for the team of the people, as we say here in Tel Aviv.
For sure. But the EuroLeague 2016-2017 is looking like it already has its shape. But at the same time, like on the back scene, there's this fight, there's this struggle between FIBA and EuroLeague, and it's still all up in the air. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the Euro Cup. It looks like FIBA has backed down a little bit, lifting all the disqualifications and all the punishment that they promised to the national teams, which is, of course, a relief.
To see a competition with Spain and Serbia and Croatia and Russia, of course, it's overwhelming, because we've gotten used to the toppest quality, top-notch basketball in Europe, and for us to be able to witness it once again, it's just it's moving. It's very moving, and moving forward from that's happened during the last few weeks, actually the entire season with the feud. It's good to see that there are some positive signs, maybe towards an agreement, a possible agreement between the two organizations. We would love more to see. We would be more than happy to see that, obviously, because we love our basketball, national teams or domestic leagues.
For sure. Anyway, there's still a lot of concern, because what might happen? Who knows? If FIBA, I don't know, will have some kind of influence on EuroLeague, and they find a way to really, make them change their mind and let go of EuroCup, maybe then EuroLeague will be forced to take in more teams just to have a bigger competition if they are stripped of the EuroCup. Maybe we'll go back to 24 teams. So still a lot of mystery regarding next season, and we definitely hope that more good news will be coming soon, because honestly, I don't really dig the Champions League project so far, and the competition system containing EuroLeague and EuroCup and a lot of teams in Russia. I definitely know that they would love to play EuroCup, because it has more transparent structure, more transparent conditions for teams that participate. So let's just wait and see how it plays out. Nothing else for us to do.
Then that we shall do. And speaking of the past to the future, we're going to take another trip. 2 years ago, it was. David Blatt was on the top of the world. He just won the EuroLeague championship, going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, getting LeBron James. Getting to the finals with like half a team. Not having two amazing players such as Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. Being healthy and available for you. And right now, he's probably one of the hottest names on the market, being connected to Barcelona, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Darush Shafak, and pretty much every club who strives for greatness. And we know about the offers. He has great offers from Tel Aviv, from Turkey and Spain, obviously. It's going to be a very interesting summer for him, for Coach Bartzokas as well, maybe for Panathinaikos, that we're going to talk a bit about them even more further down the show. But what's your intake on Coach Blatt, and where do you think he might end up finding himself? If not in the States, then maybe in Russia, maybe Israel.
Well, I guess if it's Russia, there's basically just one destination for him. This is CSK, and so far I don't feel like Etude is anywhere near leaving. So I guess this place is occupied right now. But as for Black, I still think he has a lot of chances to prove himself in the NBA. So if I were him, I mean, I would look for those chances across the ocean. Because
We're going to stop for a second. The David Black report. Just I want you to take a look at what just happened in Greece. This is Spanoulis missing a shot before the first overtime tonight. We have Olympiacos winning the Greek championship, and then Daniel Hackett, first overtime. Okay, first overtime. The ball goes to Montaris, sinks it. We're heading towards the second overtime.
Wow.
And then,
cold-blooded.
If you're thinking this is cold-blooded, then
well, we all know Spanoulis is just not human in these moments.
Talking about inhuman, it's Diamantidis of all people, that great shot of Spanoulis making it. And we have another Euro legend retiring, sadly, of course, from the game. And we were fortunate enough to see him play, for so many years, doing so many great things. And
Sure.
We just want to say from Tel Aviv and from, obviously, Russia, we want to say to Diamantidis, thank you so much.
Thank you, 3D.
Yeah,
Although in Russia and especially in Moscow, there's a lot of sour memories left by 3D. His years in PAO when they were facing CSK regularly in the Final Fours, and of course Diamantidis did a lot of damage, as he always does. So smart.
Tel Aviv
so
also have the
streaky.
same, they have the same notion, but we're still full of respect for him. Like, it doesn't matter which team you were on or which team you favor. At the end of the day, he's one of the truly greatest players to ever play European basketball.
No doubt, no doubt.
And we'll be able to watch a few of his highlights. And obviously that thanks to YouTube and the EuroLeague, obviously. But I want to get back to the discussion we had about the coaches. We know that David Blatt has a lot of options. Maybe one of them is, just waiting for the first few months of the upcoming season, which should maybe open up the door. And in the meantime, coaches like Trinchieri who have, they have in their contracts and a clause that, you have a buyout for him and for some others. So we're going to have a very interesting summer, whether it's for Bartzokas, who's rumored to come to an agreement with the Turkish
Darüşşafaka.
Yep. So it's going to be very interesting for him. He had a 1+1 contract in Kuban with a team option and with the buyout clause, obviously. So it will be interesting if he would be able to get Darüşşafaka maybe one step further, or maybe two.
For Bartzokas, going to Eurocup or Champions League with Loco would obviously be a step back. But at the same time, for a team like Darüşşafaka, even given all the budget they might have, still it's given the buyout plus giving the money to Bartzokas, which would obviously demand a raise in salary after that great season in Kuban. So, I mean, it has to be a lot of money on the table to lure him out of Krasnodar. So this is like the only factor that might stop some teams from calling him. But, I mean, teams like Darüşşafaka, teams like maybe Barcelona with high ambitions, with high budget, might definitely look at him because the Final Four miracle that he brought to Krasnodar is definitely something that is attributed to the coach, and the love he had in Krasnodar was just crazy. I mean, this is a region which only, started to learn how to love basketball, and at the same time, everybody there acknowledged the role of the coach. You could just feel it in the arena. When the team was entering the hardwood, everybody was cheering, but when Bartzokas entered the stage, the crowd just went wild, literally. So, I mean, he's a wanted man right now. And just another example, Piracevic, who made his miracle with Baskonia, he's already has a new job. So, what do you know? Bartzokas might as well depart for some greener pastures and basically just to keep playing EuroLeague, not going down on another competition.
With Bartzokas, it's crazy interesting, but we have another name that's been brought up in the last few weeks. Another Euro legend, that answers to the name of Šarūnas Jasikevičius, the Lithuanian
Or
assassin.
simply Shaz.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt. He's been known throughout his entire career, whether it was playing for Panathinaikos, Maccabi, Barcelona, or pretty much any other team that he's been through. But right now, he has a guaranteed contract for the next couple of years, meaning we're talking till 2018, and still he's on Barcelona's radar, pretty much, in case they will not win the championship this year.
Yeah, but I mean, for him, it's a tough choice because in Žalgiris, which is basically his home, he has a carte blanche. So there's a margin of error for him. There are some young players who will definitely look up to him and do whatever he asks of them. But obviously, this is a lower budget, lower expectations team, which might be actually good for a young coach like him. But at the same time, it's easy to see with his ambition. He was an ambitious player, and definitely he will be, and he is already, I'm sure, an ambitious coach. And when he has an opportunity to coach great players who are already in their prime, I think he will not go away from that opportunity if it presents itself.
We talked about Charles just like right now, and the thing is, one of the names that had been connected with him, at least in a couple of years, was the one of Pini Gershon, who coached Maccabi and was obviously still is top EuroLeague coach, winning 3 titles, in the course of his career. And he's been mentioned with the Greek, through the Greek media to finalize a deal with Panathinaikos. And tonight, after a playoff game came to an end in the Israeli league, he's been asked, to it was an attempt to get some information from him. And for the first time, he did not deny, the fact of him maybe arriving potentially to Panathinaikos. And, with Panathinaikos, it could be like a very amazing love story in the making because, they know Pini. He took, he won. He beat them in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
So, for them, it might be a nice fit. But, it doesn't matter who's going to be the next coach of Panathinaikos. One thing is for sure, he's going to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of job on his hands.
Oh, yeah. But coaches are just a part of the market, obviously, and it's going to be very hard on the players' side because, as you already mentioned, Chris Singleton of Loco talking with Maccabi, and a lot of other players probably getting a promotion too. Malcolm Delaney is connected to Brooklyn Nets, probably has offers from more teams in the NBA. Anthony Randolph, okay, no NBA deals so far, at least so far for him.
What we heard.
But big teams in Europe will definitely take a look at him with his size, with his athleticism, with his ability to create mismatches on offense and to move his feet on defense and to run the floor, do a lot of things. Still, he's a risky pick because, okay, Bartokas worked his magic with him. Will another coach be able to, make him listen? Nobody knows. So it's a risky option, but many teams might try it, especially those who go desperate and who miss on some other targets. But more names from Russia. Nando De Colo. His contract expires this summer. Probably he has just a couple of games more left with CSKA because there's the finals with Unix in the VTB league, and then who knows? Like the options for him, obviously, probably the main options for him, staying in Moscow or going across the ocean back to the NBA, where he already for a couple of seasons. Today, during the ceremony in the Kremlin, I mentioned broadcast, I was able to speak to Andrei Vatutin, CSKA president, and he didn't shy away from the answer. He said, basically, first of all, Nando De Colo deserves a raise. So the money he's making right now, he will definitely get more, and it doesn't matter if it's in Europe or in the US. Then he said that the question for Nando is not just about the money. The question is about the challenge that he wants to pick. The one challenge for him is to make CSK a dynasty, make it a long-stand champion, and to promote as a star in Europe, as a legend in Europe. And the second option is obviously to take another run at the American dream and play in the NBA, try to overcome that bench warmer role that he had previously, and with his new leadership that he developed during his time in CSK, go to the NBA and try to be, well, one of the primary options on some team.
The color.
And last thing I wanted to say is that Vatutin, he said that most probably the decision on Dekolo will be made after the finals and soon after the finals. So probably we will know in 10 days max. That's what I think.
Yeah, well, from what we were told back then, if you remember, was the option he has in his contract that he has to inform the club till the month of June, about NBA out, because he has NBA out in his contract. Because if it's not going to be the NBA, then he's going to stay with CSKA according to the contract that he previously had. But a raise, that might be a game changer for him, staying in CSKA, or maybe taking the next step. Getting back to the NBA much more ready, much more as a complete player, because this year he was just simply too good, to the playing in the EuroLeague. No one could stop him, and the Alfonso Ford Trophy speaks for itself. The fact that he lifted the EuroLeague title speaks for itself. And we're not taking anything from the amazing abilities of Milos Teodosic and Kyle Hines and the entire, Red Army team.
And just an hour ago, he earned his third MVP trophy for this season. He was MVP of the EuroLeague season. He was the MVP of the EuroLeague Final Four, and now he is MVP of the BTB League regular season, and probably still has a chance to fight for the MVP of the playoffs. So, full package for him. A lot of trophies, legacy made already. Does he want to extend it here in Europe, or does he want to pursue the NBA dream?
There are a lot of players who would want to do the NBA jump, and a lot of them might have the opportunity due to their amazing showcase this season, because we've witnessed a lot of amazing abilities from a lot of players. So it's going to be a very interesting summer, maybe one of the hottest that we've ever encountered with. It's been an amazing season till from the first tip off till the last buzzer sound. It was simply amazing. And we cannot emphasize more how much we want the show, the EuroLeague show, to continue on rolling, doing amazingly as it did so far.
Yeah, but EuroLeague is just a part of the basketball universe, and tonight we're having a showdown, like one of the biggest games of the season, if not the biggest game of the season so far for the whole basketball world. Game 7.
After his 11th made three-pointer, you cannot help asking yourself, is Klay Thompson human? Is Steph Curry human? The fact that they have no range, they are not afraid of taking any shot, it simply amazes me. And, the way the ball goes in, it's pure poetry for maybe the best perimeter team of recent years. It would be safe to say that, we would start to comprehend the greatness of what we've witnessed from Golden State Warriors in a few years' time from now.
Game 6, most watched game of this season. So Game 7 might just as well beat the numbers. So we're probably going to get ourselves ready to watch the Game 7.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be a very long night for us, because no sleep. We're going to, be ready for the NBA West, for the conference finals, and it's going to be amazing, obviously. So, well, till the next time, till our next show, we're going to...
Right, and we're saying goodbye to the Turkish Airlines season.
And yeah,
and welcome in the next one in a couple of months. Unfortunately, yeah, we don't get paid for this. Turkish Airlines, nice souvenir. But right now, yeah, let's get ourselves ready for the NBA. And thanks for watching. Thanks for your time, guys. And see you next time. There will be much more conversations.
I want to thank you for being a part of this second amazing show. And obviously, we will do more. We will try to to make you guys happy. So
yes,
thank
sir.
you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And sharing is caring. By the way, tell that to Nando De Colo. Isn't like another title enough?
All right. So Moshe, thanks for having me.
For sure, without that.
Bye, everybody. This was Timur Rustamov from Sport Express, and of course, your Moshe Barda from Team Scout.
All right. Good night to you all. See you in see you in our next show. Bye bye.